Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's assembly. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. Next Monday, we're not going to be in school, but it's a bank holiday, so we're all going to be at home. So I hope you have a lovely weekend next week. I'm going to be thinking today about birthdays. Now, I had a birthday over the Easter holiday, and I know that some of you did as well. And I happen to know that a teacher or a teaching assistant who is in Key Stage 2 and around at lunchtimes as well has a birthday this week. So keep your ears and eyes open to see who that is going to be. But we all love birthdays, don't we? I get really excited about my birthday. I love opening my presents. I love receiving cards. I love blowing my candles out on the birthday cake. This year, because of COVID, I didn't blow my candles out. I wafted my candles out like this. Luckily, I only had one. I didn't actually put the right number of candles on my cake. Otherwise, that would have been quite hard to waft out with my hands. But birthdays are great, aren't they? They're a time to celebrate and a time to just enjoy being with your family and with your friends. And over this last year, we've all had to do birthdays in a different way, haven't we? We've all had to have different sorts of parties. And I'm sure, just like me, you're looking forward to having lots of friends around your house. Again, so you can play games, put up decorations, and eat lovely food. But can you imagine if it was your birthday and you'd organised a party? And I think I would be very sad. You'd be sitting there in your house with your food around you, the birthday cake, the balloons up, and the doorbell didn't ring, and no voices shouted, "Hello, I'm here." You'd feel lonely, wouldn't you? You'd probably feel a bit embarrassed as well. All this effort that you'd gone to, and no one could be bothered to turn up. Well, Jesus told a story about a wedding party. Let's listen to the story. Jesus had been invited to share a meal with some very important people. Well, they thought they were important. After all, they were wearing wonderful fine clothes, expensive jewellery, and some even had a new hairdo for the special occasion. They were so rich they could afford to buy all of the things that they wanted. But what their money couldn't buy was good manners. They were definitely in short supply. Jesus noticed how rude and impolite they were, and he told them a story. He said there was once a man who was going to give a great party, to which he invited all of his friends. When it was time for the party, he sent his servants to tell the guests, "Come along, everything is ready." One after the other, they all began to make excuses. "I can't come," said the first one. "I've just bought a field. I want to go and look at it." "I can't come," said the second. "I've just bought some cows and they need milking. I've only milked them twice today." "I've just got married," to the third man. "I can't come." When the servant went back to his master and told him all the excuses his so-called friends had given, he hit the roof. "All this effort, and they can't be bothered to come and celebrate with me," exclaimed the master. "I thought they were my friends." He was so hurt, he started to plan how he could get his own back. After a while thinking like this, he realised this was only getting him more upset, and to hurt them wasn't going to make him feel any better. Anyway, he still had all this party food that needed eating. So the master decided to send his servant out to find people who would be grateful to come to his party and eat his food. He invited the sad, the lonely, and the poor. They weren't the most popular people. They certainly weren't the richest people, but they turned out to be really good friends, and a good party was had by all. And that story is told twice in the Bible, in the Gospels of Matthew and the Gospels of Luke. So let's have a little think about the people we call friends. Think about the things that they do to show you that they're being a good friend. Let's think about the master in that story. How did his so-called friends treat him? They weren't very kind, were they? Were they being good friends? I don't think so. Have you ever been let down by your friends? How did it make you feel? I think it makes us feel quite sad, doesn't it? When people that we think are our friends let us down. Have people you've called your friends been rude to you or about you, impolite or forgotten their manners? How does that make you feel? I think it happens to all of us at some point. Sometimes we think people are our friends and then we realise that perhaps they're not as good a friends as we thought they were. If they keep doing these things, perhaps you have to ask yourself, how many times should I forgive them and excuse their bad behaviour? Would breaking that friendship be the best thing for you to do? It's very difficult, isn't it? Knowing how often we should forgive our friends. We should forgive our friends all the time. But if they keep hurting us, we really have to think carefully about whether that friend is a real friend, because real friends don't hurt each other over and over again, do they? Let's get ourselves ready to pray and let's think about our friends. I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, you can say Amen at the end with me. Dear God, being friends and keeping friends takes such a lot of effort. Help us to be kind, fair, and loving. When friendships go wrong and our feelings have been hurt, help us not to react in an unkind, uncaring manner, as that would not solve our problem. Give us the strength to make good choices and the wisdom to be a good friend. Amen. I hope you have a good week this week, and I hope you enjoy playing with your friends. It's always good to be able to have fun, especially out on the playground, isn't it, with our friends. Remember, let's be kind to each other, let's care for each other, and let's show each other what being a good friend is all about. Have a good day, have a good week, and have a good Monday next week.